Welcome to Mamaw Knows. This is our masterclass video series on fractions. Today's video we will be talking about simplifying or reducing fractions. Let's get to it. Welcome to video 6 in our masterclass series on fractions. Today we are covering simplifying or reducing fractions. Sometimes this is also referred to as putting your answer in lowest terms. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with an example from one of our earlier videos and when we covered division. If you missed our video, just click the link on this video to take you back to the one on division or on any of our other earlier videos. Alright, so the example in our division video, one of our answers was 15/18. And we referenced to this video saying that we would be covering that later on. What that means is we want to look at the answer and see if there's a simpler form that it can be written in. To do that, you have to look at the two numbers, the numerator and the denominator, and see if there is a number that both of those are divisible by, sometimes called one of their factors. 15 can be written as 5 times 3. 15 is 5 times 3. 18 can be written as 6 times 3. So here you see they have a common factor of 3. That means that this fraction can be reduced and should be. The way you do that is you divide the top and the bottom numbers both by the same number. It always has to be by the same number. So here we're going to use 3. 15 divided by 3 would be 5. 18 divided by 3 would be 6. So our final answer here would be 5/6. You can look at it again just to make sure. 5 is a prime number. It's not divisible by anything but 5. And you can't divide 6 by 5 evenly. So that is the simplest form for that answer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to look at samples or example problems in each of the 4 basic areas. We're going to look at addition, we're going to look at subtraction, multiplication, and division. Again, if you're having issues with these and this is the first video you've watched with us, you can check out the link at the bottom of this video to take you back to any of our previous videos on these particular topics. Okay, on our first example, we're going to look at something simple in addition. We're going to use 1/4 plus 1/4. Now, going back to addition, remember we keep the same bottom number, we just add the top. So 1 plus 1 would be 2, so we have 2/4. 2/4, if you look at it, remember we said we want to factor them. 2 is a prime number, 2 times 1. But 4 can be 2 times 2. So here we have a common factor of 2. That means we can simplify 2/4 by 2. So we're going to take 2/4 and divide it by 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. So our simplest answer would be 1/2. Alright, let's look at a subtraction problem now. Now here we're going to throw in a little bit of extra. Okay, we have 3/5 minus 1/10. Now this is kind of like simplification in reverse. 3/5 and 1/10 do not have the same denominator. In this case, we have 5 and 10 as our two denominators, so we have to find a common denominator first. Remember, one of the ways to do that is to look at the larger number and see if the smaller number is divisible into that. In other words, will 5 divide into 10 evenly? 5 will divide into 10 evenly 2 times, so we can use 10 as our common denominator. So that means we're going to have to take 3/5 minus 1/10. On 3/5, we want to change it to tenths. In order to go from 5 to 10, we have to multiply by 2. So we must always multiply the top and the bottom by the same number. So if we had to multiply 5 by 2, we have to multiply 3 by 2. So 3/5 times 2 over 2 would give us 6/10. The bottom number, the minus 1/10, is already in tenths, so now we're good to go. We have a new problem. We have 6/10 minus 1/10. Remember, in subtraction, we keep the bottom number if they're the same, and we just subtract the top. So we have 6 minus 1 is 5 over 10. Now we got to look at whether or not it needs to be simplified. In this case, we know that 10 is a multiple of 5, or 5 is a factor of 10. 5 times 2 equals 10. So if we divide the top and the bottom both by 5, 5 divided by 5 is 1, 10 divided by 5 is 2. So our final simpler answer is 1/2. All right, now let's move on to multiplication. Let's try 5 6 times 8 9s. Okay, remember multiplication, we just go straight across. So first we solve the problem. 5 times 8 equals 40. 6 times 9 equals 54. So our answer is 40 over 54, but we need to look, can it be simplified? Here's you a neat little tip. If you have two numbers that end in an even digit, 2, 4, 6, 8, or 0, that is considered an even number. If you have two even numbers, they will always reduce by at least 2. And sometimes they'll reduce by something larger than 2, another even number. But they will always reduce by at least 2. So since this answer is 40 over 54, which is two even numbers, we know that it will reduce by 2. So 40 divided by 2 is 20. 54 divided by 2 is 27. Now I can look at those. Will they divide by anything else that's the same? If you look at them, the factors of 20 are 4 times 5, or 2 times 2 times 5. The factors of 27 are 3 times 9, or 3 times 3 times 3. There's no common factors there, so this is your final answer. Now in our division problem, we're going to throw in a whole number, okay? So we're going to change it around a little bit. But we're going to use 2/3 divided by 4. Now remember, in division, we keep the first fraction, 2/3, and then we flip the second number. In this case, we have a whole number. So first we have to make it a fraction. Any whole number can be made a fraction by simply putting it, the whole number, over 1. So 4 is the same thing as the fraction 4 over 1. So we're going to flip that and make it 1/4. So now we have 2/3 times 1/4. 2 times 1 is 2. 3 times 4 is 12. Answer 2/12. 2/12. Remember what we said in the last problem. If both numbers are even, we know that it is at least divisible by 2. So in this instance, we would divide 2 by 2, which is 1, and 12 divided by 2 is 6. So our final simplest answer is 1/6. We are going to include some bonus practice problems for you to work out and try on your own. The answers will be included in the video description so you can check your work. Be sure to leave us a comment to let us know how you did or if you had any issues. Thanks for watching. I hope that this was helpful and you found value in our video. If you did, please consider liking the video and or subscribing to our channel. I hope to be seeing you soon and in our next video where we will be covering improper fractions.